guys. So I want to introduce. This is a really exciting moment for me because we're here, my brother and I, talking to probably our favorite MLS player ever. For those of you who don't know, but I know that us and a lot of our friends know that this is AJ DeLaGarza. This is an LA Galaxy mainstay, but also has traveled throughout the MLS, and some of the notable awards that he's won: the MLS Cup in 2011, 2012, 2014. We have the Supporter Shield in 2010-11, once again with Houston, and then also just a very important, more personal award, which is the Humanitarian of the Year award, because of the great work that he did with one of the more tragic moments in his life, and he turned it into something that the Luca Knows Heart initiative, that he turned into something that actually has spread a lot of joy, I think, to a lot of people, and helped out a lot.
Yeah.
So that's something that we appreciate, and we want to thank AJ for coming out here. How are you feeling, man?
I feel pretty good, man. Can't complain. Weather's beautiful in Boston. Team's doing well, and all was good.
Totally. Did you want to start out with that? Actually, that's how we wanted to
so
start out.
We know you transferred to New England this year, right?
Yeah.
And so how's it going there? How's the city?
Oh man, the city is amazing. It's so much history, and the buildings are just, I mean, the houses around where I live, it literally says when they were built, and some of these houses around here were born in, I always say born, like these houses were born.
Yeah.
They were built
Yeah.
in the 1800s. So
Yeah.
it's really cool history, and we missed the coldest part of the year here. So, but so far the weather's been amazing. But I'll let you know how that goes in December, January, February. Next year.
You know how it is in LA and SoCal.
It's always a huge.
We have
beautiful
2 seasons basically. So
it's hot and cool.
Yeah, hot and mild.
Or hot and warm.
Yeah, hot and mildly less hot.
Yeah.
Especially recently. But yeah, it's great. I'm glad you're enjoying your time in New England. The team's doing fantastic. Props to them. You guys have done really well this year.
Yeah.
I'm sure, as someone who's been around the MLS for a long time, who knows how it feels to win, your experience must be invaluable to them. I'm sure you leave a great impression on the young players. How does it feel, at this stage in your career, being, the guy people look up to as this is like AJ DeLaGarza, this is the man?
Yeah, it kind of goes back to when I was younger. Honestly, I was a young player. I was starting. These veterans were kind of sitting on the bench, kind of, and behind me. And now that it's kind of my role, I'm sitting on the bench while these younger players are starting and doing really well. So they deserve to be on the field. It's just, how can I continue to push those guys and help them make good decisions on the field, off the field. But also for me, it's like, how can I be satisfied with, kind of just watching from the sideline, but watching it and not really having significant minutes. And I think that's a tough part for me. This is probably Miami was a scratch last year, I would say, but this is kind of the first year where, I'm not a starter in my career. So it's hard trying to adjust to that and still trying to help these young guys, but they're all doing very well. And just to be able to see how they're progressing from preseason to now, kind of makes me feel like a coach, and just giving them little pointers here and there.
That's an interesting point, actually, too, because we've been talking about the Euros a lot recently, and one team that's doing really well is Italy, and their coach Roberto Mancini actually made a statement talking about how it's just as important for his guys who are on the bench to play their role as it is for the guys on the field, because those are the guys who, the guys on the field are playing with on a daily basis. So it's almost one mind, he said, I remember. And it's like, you just have to, it's important for the guys on the bench just as much as the guys on the field to put in 100%. It seems like you're doing that, which is awesome. And like you mentioned, the history in New England, it's a long history, but I don't think they've won an MLS Cup yet. Do you know? I don't think so, right?
think they lost 4 or 5
Yeah.
finals. Yeah.
So hopefully this is
Uh-huh.
the year. And then one more thing on New England. It's you're reunited with Bruce, right?
Yeah.
How's that going? How's that? He's tough, but you guys must have a little bit of a different relationship now.
Connection.
Yeah. There's obviously he was the main reason I came here. But at the same time, I wanted to come to a team that was going to compete for an MLS Cup, and I thought this was the best option out there for me. And obviously, knowing Bruce for a really long time, I know the way he coaches and his system, and just kind of the day-to-day training session. So it almost makes me feel young again, just doing the same drills I used to do as a rookie. So
Yeah.
it's fun, and like I said, we're playing with the best guys, I think, in the league. So it couldn't be much better.
That's great to hear. I wanted to bring it back to something you said just a moment ago, talking about being a veteran player, sitting more on the sidelines, trying to make a good impression on the youngsters, make them perform well. You said, when you started out in LA Galaxy, there were those veteran players, that you noticed sitting behind, doing what they could on the bench. I'm wondering, can you name a few of those players maybe that you've taken inspiration from, those veterans from your early career that you might be, channeling in your role now?
Yeah, man. Obviously the guys that come to mind are, the Alan Gordons of the LA Galaxy. And then maybe later in my years in LA was Todd Donovan, who, obviously a really good player. And then one of my rookie years, we had a lot of veteran players. We had Eddie Lewis, Chris Klein, Jovan Karofsky, and the list goes on, but a lot of Tony Sane and Greg Berhalter. So, Greg, I think, was another one where obviously it was really late in his career. I think he was, fairly old when he came to Galaxy, but and then became a player coach, and kind of was behind me in the center back option. But a lot of guys that pushed you though in training, and made you better, made you sharper in training. And that's just what I'm trying to do at this point. And obviously when my number's called, I want to play. But when my number's called, I'll be ready. So I think because I do think we have the best guys in the league, and then these training sessions are tough. And I think once I get to a game against different competition, there's no other Carles Hill out there in MLS, or there's no other Gustavo Bose, or the back lines. And I think we have it all. So it's good to compete against these guys every day. And training, we do a lot of 11v11. So I think any situation I see on any game is not going to be of better quality than I'm getting in training. So
agreed. Yeah, I think you guys definitely have everything to take it all the way, and I'm just excited for you guys. And I think that's actually a pretty good transition to one quick question that I had for you with regards to a moment in your career. If there is one, it could be a few, just that stands out that you think probably is the defining moment for you personally. Do you know what that would be by any chance?
A defining moment. Man, I think the biggest. No, you're good. I think the biggest play of my career was in the 2014 MLS Cup. The tackle on Charlie Davies in the box. I think that was kind of defined me on someone who, going up against somebody that's probably faster than me, probably stronger than me, and all the above. But at the end of the day, just never giving up on that play and making a tackle to help my team and myself at that point. So I had to rescue myself. After that ball went through me and Robbie Rogers. So he actually posted that photo today, Robbie Rogers, because it's Charlie Davies' birthday. So that's probably another reason I remember that play the most.
That's okay. That counts.
Hey, as good as a goal sometimes.
Yeah, exactly. That was big play in that game for sure.
That's great. And that's, the year that you got Defensive Player of the Year. So all of that, work, culminated to that moment. Big
Yeah.
tackle, big game.
I get goosebumps just thinking
Yeah.
about it. Yeah, that's fantastic.
And it was against New England, unfortunately.
Hey, I mean,
Now you can repay them.
that's true.
Yeah, no.
The heartache you caused.
I'm trying.
That is true.
That's great. It seems like you're having a great time in New England. I'm really happy to hear that. It's been so long, since you were in LA and we were watching you on the field. It really was a privilege. Yeah, thank you so much for your time in LA and your time in the MLS. I think it's been, you've brought a net positive experience to
Our
everyone.
lives, totally. Definitely.
Yeah.
Everyone who's seen you play and who's seen the teams that you're on play.
So now I think we can make that transition to just one last sort of off-topic question, if you don't mind. You are a dynamic defender. For those of you who don't remember, how many positions do you think you played in your career in the back? All of them, right?
Yeah. 5.
5 or even
5 because last year in Miami we would play 5 backs. So I played literally last year alone. I only played 6 games for Miami last year, and I played in 4 different positions with them alone. So I've played left back, left center back, and 5 back, right center back, and right back. So all over.
You are the quintessential defender, knows what it's like in each position. So we thought we'd ask you a question about the Euros. As you know, our podcast revolves around, right now we're focusing on the Euros. And right now we want to focus on a team, England, who there's a lot of talk about their situation up top and the defense sort of everywhere. But we want to focus on the defense with you, specifically fullback. So for those who've watched the Euros, we know England has played Czech Republic, Scotland, and Croatia in their group. Their first match against Croatia was Kyle Walker and Kieran Trippier as the fullbacks.
2 right backs, traditional.
2 traditional right backs, but performed fairly well.
Right-footed.
Second match against Scotland, Gareth Southgate opts to swap his fullbacks, both of them, for Reece James and Luke Shaw. And in this final game, to Kyle Walker and Luke Shaw. So there's been so much shuffling in that back line, especially at fullback. How do you think that's sort of affected the players? They haven't really gotten their foot in much. Do you think it's a good sign? Do you think maybe, he'll find the equilibrium at some point, or do you think there's a bit of a dangerous situation going on there?
I think right now maybe it's okay to experiment because it's obviously not the World Cup, but the World Cup is coming up next year, and he's got to figure out who kind of fits his style and his system. And seeing these guys obviously in good competition, and obviously it's the Euro, so that is important. But I think they want to be ready for next year in the World Cup, and being able to see different guys in different positions is. I'm guessing that's what he's going for. I have no idea, but we'll see.
Totally. So, I mean, I think I know what you're going to say here, but if Trippier, say, is the better defender, even though he's a right back, you put him in at left back, right?
Do I put him in at left back? Man, I like a left footer at left back.
Okay.
But look, Trippier, he can play with 2 feet too. Like he's not. He'll be okay there. I'm a Man U supporter though, so obviously I want to see Luke Shaw and Maguire in the back line together. But
me too.
But it would also I like the dynamic of Trippier and Walker, because even here in New England, our 2 outside backs are guys that are flyers and love to get forward. They've both scored goals this year, so I think, especially in the last game, I don't know if they'll have much of the ball versus Germany, but last game they had a lot of the ball, and then you got Luke Shaw, trying to put balls in the box, and maybe not the greatest at that.
Yeah, it was tough.
I do think we'll for sure see Maguire. I think Harry Maguire, has been the only player that whose importance to his club has magnified with his absence. With his injury, United struggled towards the end of the season a little bit, and we really saw how important Harry Maguire was as a player. So I think we'll see him against Germany. But who do you think we're going to see against Germany at the fullback situation? You said you want Luke Shaw starting as a United supporter. Who do you think fits in at the right back?
Man, I think he goes with Walker.
Top
I think
player.
he's got obviously a lot of experience in one of the best clubs in the world. So, yeah, I think that's what he goes with.
So that's who we put out against Czech Republic. So
yeah, that's what I'm thinking too. That last game, because he switched it the second game, and obviously they needed a big result in the third game as well. So maybe he sticks with those two.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and Walker's someone who's strong defensively, who likes to bomb it forward, but maybe is not as offensive minded as some of those other options. Maybe that could be a good thing to see against Germany. Like you said, a team that likes to hold the ball, likes to keep the ball away from the opposition. So thank you for your insight, AJ. That's
we'll take that to Vegas, man. You're the expert. You're the college professor.
No, not me.
All right. Just one more time, we wanted to thank you so much for coming. It means a lot.
Yeah, it means a lot for a young podcast that you agreed on short notice on.
I mean, it was how short? Like a day? I mean, you responded so quickly.
Yeah, I think it was today I responded, didn't I?
Yeah, and I just sent the message literally today or yesterday.
Thank you so much. It means so much to us.
Yeah.
Someone who we've admired for so long. And now you're helping us out like this. Thank you.
Yeah. Thanks for having me on, guys.
All right, for sure. Best of luck at New England.
We're rooting for you. We're watching the game.
Rooting for New England. We got you.
No, appreciate it, guys. Good luck.
Take care.
Thank you.
Guys.
Bye.
See ya.